Hi, my little calaveras. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for being here. Today, I have a story that has a twist to it. It is not what you think it is. You have to listen all the way through to get the twist at the end, but I thought it was very clever. So, if you're ready to hear this creepypasta story, sit back, relax, and let's enjoy the story together. She was born in a distant, warm land. Her father loved her and her sisters deeply, or so she thought. The city of her childhood was always full of sunlight. Even the darkest courtyards shimmered. She loved to lie on the warm sand in the evening, listening to the waves whisper in their salty tongue, and dream of a great, beautiful future, of people who would love her as sincerely as she loved the world. She believed that the world was waiting for her, tender, sun-kissed, sweet. She was certain something good lay ahead. But one day, they came to her father. Silent, rough men in a dusty truck that rumbled through the courtyard. Something about them triggered a primal fear, like the hiss of a snake in dry grass. They examined her and her sisters, wordlessly, as if choosing. They touched, grabbed, tilted their heads, whispered. Her father was grim that day. He said nothing. He didn't even meet their eyes. Then they disappeared into another room, a long, hushed conversation. When the door opened again, everything changed. She and her sisters were dragged away. No explanation, no questions. Bags, hands, shouts. The truck door slammed like a coffin lid. As the wheels turned and the house receded, she looked back one last time. Her father stood by the doorway, counting money. He didn't look back. They drove for a long time. Dust clogged every crevice. Sacks scraped against the truck bed, but no one knew where they were going. Soon, others joined. Girls from nearby villages. Some lay silently, others trembled. Some tried to sink deeper into the corners, to disappear. But some cried. One rocked back and forth, as if trying to erase herself from the place. Another shook, releasing short, rasping breaths. It was hard to watch. Harder still not knowing what came next. When they finally stopped, it got worse. They were shoved out roughly, dumped like sacks of grain. A massive cargo plane waited, roaring like a starving beast. Men in uniforms didn't make eye contact. They just pulled, tossed, pushed. Careful with the goods. Someone in dark glasses barked. If you damage them, no one's paying. They threw her onto the pile. It hurt, but she stayed silent. Engines, sobs, silence, all mixed into one heavy pressure. Like the air before a storm. She didn't know what lay ahead, but she knew childhood was over, and something terrible had begun. No one knew how long the flight lasted. Time dissolved in the dark, under the engine's scream. Some girls slept, others twitched. All drifted through space, together and alone. When they landed, the dragging resumed. New trucks, new hands. It was a different country. Cold, gray. Low skies, rain-soaked earth. The air smelled of rust and dampness. The language around them was harsh, sharp. The words sounded like curses. The people were pale, bearded, in camouflage, with eyes that looked through you. She and dozens of others were taken deeper into the land. At last, they were shoved into a wet, moldy basement. It smelled of mildew, sweat, and fear. The ceiling was low. The lights flickered. Moisture ran down the walls like sweat. They huddled together, trying to hold warmth. No one spoke, just trembling, breathing, staring blankly into the concrete. Even the air seemed to have given up. This wasn't just hopelessness. This was forgetting. Sometimes people came to the basement. They never said much. Each time, one girl disappeared. None ever came back. The silence grew heavier. One day, he came. A stocky, bearded guard with a cigarette led him in. The man was dark-skinned, short, wiry, with almond eyes and several gold teeth flashing in a crooked grin. He walked over to her, felt her up, slapped her, smiled, and took her away. She rode in a truck, dark, tight, smelling of fuel and dust. She felt nothing anymore. No fear, no hope, just motion. The apartment was filthy. Men sat inside, smoking, drinking, laughing. Bottles everywhere. Stale fumes and noise. When he brought her in, they laughed louder, like it was a party. They threw her on the table. One man took a knife, licked his cracked lips, came closer. Was she really going to die like this? Just like that? He was not even going to ask her name? But he didn't. Because watermelons don't have names. Hi, my little calaveras. Now, if you made it to the end of this story, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. Also, like, comment, share, all the good things. So, the title of this story is Each Night One Girl Disappeared, None Ever Came Back. And did you get the twist at the end? I hope you did. This is not actually about humans at all. It's a story about watermelons. Yes, this is a creepy food pasta about a watermelon's point of view of being harvested and then eventually being eaten by humans. That's why I said at the beginning, listen all the way through to get the twist, just because I didn't want anybody to think that this was something that it wasn't. And hopefully you enjoyed it. I thought it was cool. I like the way the author wrote it. I thought it was very clever, so I did enjoy it. As always, don't forget, in my description box, I have my socials in case you want to keep up and up to date with any time I post, as well as my Gmail if you have any stories that you want to submit. And with that being said, remember, my little calaveras, don't let anyone or anything steal your light. Check under your bed at night. And until next time, bye.